Welcome to Margaret's Grammar Buzz YouTube channel, Learning Made Easy. And in today's video, we are about to discuss what are bee verbs. Well, don't get confused with the word bee. It's not the insect bee that buzzes around the flowers. It's a kind of verb that we are about to discuss in this video. Well, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? That's because it is exciting. But first things first, before we get on with the main lesson, let us quickly look into the lesson objectives for the day. And today's lesson is going to help us to know what are bee verbs and also identify them. So, what are we waiting for? Well, what are bee verbs? What are bee verbs? An interesting question though, don't you think so? What are bee verbs? Well, bee verbs are verbs that shows a state of being. Bee verbs, they show a state of being. It emphasizes how the noun or subject is, was or will be, and shows how something looks or feels. Yes, bee verbs emphasize how the noun or subject is, was or will be, and they also show how something looks or feels. That's quite easy, don't you think so? Now, we need to remember something. And what do we need to remember? Yes, all we need to remember is we can never have a sentence without a verb. Remember that. We can never have a sentence without a verb. That's quite easy to remember, don't you think so? We can never have a sentence without a verb. Okay, let me give you an example. What does this sentence say? It says, the dog in the kennel. The dog in the kennel. If you note closely, you will realize the sentence sounds a little awkward. That's because something is missing. So let us find out what are the different words in the sentence and what is missing. The sentence has an article, the. It has a noun, dog. It has a preposition, in. And it has an adverb of place, kennel. But as you already know and I have already mentioned earlier, we can never have a sentence without a verb. So, it's the verb which is missing in this sentence. So, we need to add a verb in this sentence to make it meaningful. Don't you think so? Now, let us add the verb that is needed in the sentence to make it meaningful. And the sentence is, the dog is in the kennel. The dog is in the kennel. Now the sentence has become a lot more meaningful and complete. Now we already know that verbs show actions. But what about the verb is? Does it show any action? Certainly not. The verb is does not show any action. Verbs don't always show action. Sometimes they are just there in the sentence as a be verb that shows existence. So, is in this sentence is a be verb. It just tells us about the existence of the dog in the kennel. It stands alone in the sentence without any action verb, but still completes the meaning of the sentence. So, is a be verb in this sentence. Well, there are just 8 be verbs in English grammar, and they are is, am, are, was, were, be, been, and being. Each one is used with different person and tense. Now, let us try to understand each one of them one at a time. Okay, but before we go on to that, something that you should know. These are some interesting facts about be verbs. And they are, be verbs show grammatical person, that is, first person, second person, and third person. They tell us about time period, that is, they tell us about the past, present, or future. And they also show whether the given noun is a singular noun or plural noun. Isn't that interesting fact about be verbs? Sure it is. Alright, here is our first sentence and it says, it is a puppy. It is a puppy. Now tell me, which is the be verb in this sentence? Well, you are right. It is. Is the be verb in the sentence. And it certainly does not show any action, does it? So, it is not an action verb. It just tells us about the existence or being of the puppy. So, is in this sentence is a be verb. Here the pronoun it is third person because the puppy is being spoken about. It is neither the speaker nor the person spoken to. The puppy is a singular noun and the puppy is being spoken about now at present. So remember, the be verb is used with third person singular noun in present time or present tense. That's really easy to remember, don't you think so? Okay, let's give you another example. And what do we have here? Well, our sentence says, I am a dancer. I am a dancer. Which is the be verb in this sentence? Which is the be verb? Aha, you're right. It is am. Am is the be verb in this sentence. Am does not show any action. Hence, it is not an action verb. It just tells us about the state of being. It tells us about the existence of the girl and that she's a dancer. So, am is a be verb. Here, the pronoun I is a first person pronoun. The speaker herself is speaking. I is a singular pronoun. It tells us about one person and the speaker is speaking herself. So, remember, the be verb am is used with first person singular noun and that too in the present tense. Quite simple, I think so. Okay, time for another example. And our sentence says, we are the best team. We are the best team. Well, which is the be verb in this sentence? I think you already know and you are right, it is are. Are is the be verb in the sentence. It just tells us about the state of being. That is, we are the best team. It does not show any action though. The be verb are is used with first person plural, that is we, second person singular and plural you, and third person plural they in present time. So remember that. Alright, let me give you another example. And here our sentence says, he was a thief. He was a thief. So which is the be verb in this sentence? Can you tell me? You have spotted it, alright. And it is was. Yes, was is the be verb in this sentence. It does not indicate any action. It just tells us about a state of being. That is, he was a thief. Now, was is a be verb that is used with first person singular I and third person singular he, she or it in the past tense. That is, in a time that has already gone. Simple, right? Okay. What about this sentence? Well, it says, they were monks. They were monks. Okay, you tell me which word is the be verb here. Aha, you're right. It is were. Were is the be verb in this sentence. It just tells us about a state of being. And that is, they were monks. It tells us about their existence. So, The be verb were is used with first person plural we and third person plural they in the past tense, that is, in the time that has already gone. Remember that? The be verb were is used with first person plural we and third person plural they in the past tense. Okay, what about this sentence then? But before I go on to the sentence, you need to remember the helping verb be is used with all persons I, we, you, he, she, it, they in future tense. Remember, the helping verb be or the be verb be is used with all persons I, we, you, he, she, it, they in future tense. However, we should remember to add will or shall before be in order to change it into a be verb in a sentence. So here our sentence says, she shall be an entrepreneur. She shall be an entrepreneur. Wow, that's great! To aspire to be an entrepreneur is wonderful, isn't it? So which is the be verb in this sentence? Yes, you are right. It is be. That's funny. The be verb in the sentence is be. So cool that is. So, be is the being verb or the be verb in the sentence. And as mentioned earlier, it is preceded by the word shall. The word shall tells us that it is in the future tense, that is, a time that has not come yet. Here, the be verb be is used along with the third person she. So, the be verb be is used with all the persons I, we, you, he, she, it, they, regardless of noun number in future tense. And remember, it is always preceded by will or shall. I think that is quite easy for you to remember. Well, what about been? Been is a past participle of be and is a state of being verb. It is used with all persons, that is I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So, what is past participle? You may ask me that. What is past participle? Such a complicating word, is it? Not really. A past participle indicates or shows past or completed action or time. It often is used with words ed form as it is formed by adding d or ed to verbs. So remember, past participle shows past or completed action. It is often called the ed form of verb, that is because it is formed by adding d or ed to the verbs. So, what does our sentence say? It says, have you been to the dentist? Have you been to the dentist? Well, which is the be verb in this sentence? It is been. Definitely doesn't show any action, but it just expresses a state of being. Simple, right? And the last be verb to be discussed is being. So, when do we use being? When do we use it? Being is used with all pronouns I, we, you, he, she, it, they in the past and present tense. We should use was or were before the be in the past tense and is, am, are in the present tense. So remember that? We should use was or were before being in the past tense and is, am, are in the present tense. So what do we have here? And our sentence says, we are being noisy. We are being noisy. Here being is the be verb? It shows a state of being. But note, the be verb in this sentence is preceded by are. So the sentence indicates the present time now. That means we are being noisy at this present time. But what about the second sentence? What does that say? Well, it says you were being rude. You were being rude. Again, the be verb in this sentence too is being. But this time we have the word were in front of it. Were indicates a time which has already taken place. It tells us about a time that is over, that was in the past. So remember, being is used with all pronouns in the past and present tense. We should use were and was before it to indicate a past time and is, am, are to indicate a present time. I think you have quite understood what are be verbs. But it's time for us to remember certain things. And what are they? Well, they are be verbs show a state of being. Simple, right? They tell us how the nouns or subject is, was, or will be. And they can stand alone in a sentence. So be verbs are verbs that show a state of being. They are used with grammatical persons, that is first, second and third person. They tell us how the noun or subject is, was, or will be. So they tell us about a time period. They also tell us about the noun number as singular or plural. And remember, they can stand alone in a sentence to complete its meaning. Okay, so you have done it. And it's time for us to practice because the more you practice, the better, right? So this is how it works. I will be showing you a sentence and you will have to identify the be verb. Simple, right? So here comes the first one for you. And it says, Mom's cupcakes are delicious. Mom's cupcakes are delicious. So which is the be verb in this sentence? What do you think? Is it cupcakes, Mom's, delicious, or are? I'm quite confused. What about you? I think you are not. Have you spotted it? Yes, you are right. It is are. Are is the be verb in this sentence. Good job. Here comes the next sentence for you, and it says, her hair was tied in a ponytail. Her hair was tied in a ponytail. Which is the be verb in this sentence? What do you think? Aha, and you are right. It is was. The be verb in this sentence is was. And note, it states about a time that has already passed. Good job. Here comes the next sentence for you. And it says, we were early for the show. We were early for the show. Which is the be verb in this sentence? Have you spotted it? Have you done it yet? I think you have, and you are good at it. You're really getting the hang of it, isn't it? Yes, and the be verb in this sentence is were. Good job, bravo! Here comes the next one for you. And the sentence says, she is the best player on the team. She is the best player on the team. Which is the be verb in this sentence? It is. Good job. Here we go with the next one. And it says, I am so glad you came. I am so glad you came. So which is the be verb in this sentence? What do you think? Which is the be verb? I'm a little confused. I need your help. Can you help me out? I think you can because you're a really smart one. And you are right. It is am. Am is the be verb in this sentence. Good going. Okay. Here is the last one for you. And it says, it has been the happiest day of the week. It has been the happiest day of the week. What do you think? What's up with this sentence? Which is the be verb here? Can you spot it? Can you? I think you can, and you already have. You are right. It is been. The be verb in this sentence is been. Good job. You did a fantastic job. I hope this video helped you understand the use of be verbs. If you have any questions at all, you know what to do. Just pop them in the comment box and I will surely get back to you. So, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, share, press the bell icon and subscribe to my video and to my channel, right? Bye for now. Take care of yourself.